I was walking down the righteous path, trying to stay true. But my sins came crawling back, saying, we remember you. They grabbed me by the ankles, tried to drag me to the dark. The night my sins tried to pull me home, left their mark. They whispered all the reasons why I belong with them. Said, you're not really changed, boy, this is just pretend. Pulling harder with each step I tried to take toward light. The night my sins tried to pull me home, I had to fight. The night my sins tried to pull me home, back to where I'd been. They said, you still belong here in the darkness of your sin. The night my sins tried to pull me home, but I held on to grace first, I called out to Jesus. While they tugged upon my soul, he said, son, you're mine now, I've already paid the toll. He broke their grip upon me, sent them back into the night. The night my sins tried to pull me home, he won the fight. Old sins will come calling, trying to reclaim, but we belong to Jesus, written in his name. The night my sins tried to pull me home, I stood my ground instead. Claimed the blood of Jesus over everything they said. The night my sins tried to pull me home, but home is heaven now. Yeah, the night my sins tried to pull me home, and Jesus showed me how. Now when my sins come calling, trying to pull me back, the night my sins tried to pull me home, but Jesus kept me on track. I've been filling up my life with noise and constant sound, afraid of what the quiet might reveal if I slowed down. But one day all the noise just stopped and left me standing there. God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter everywhere. I stood outside that quietness like a man before a door, terrified of what I'd hear, what truth was waiting for. But something pulled me forward, made me step into that space. God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter, showed his face. God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter. In the quiet I had fled, where all my fears were loudest and truth had to be said. God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter, and he spoke without a sound. In that stillness I heard everything I'd been running from. voice of my own conscience, the call to kingdom come. But I also heard His mercy, His love beyond compare. God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter, met me there. Silence holds the truth we're too scared to face, but it also holds a Father and His saving grace. God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter, with patience and with peace, no condemnation waited, just His sweet release. God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter, now I seek it every day. Yeah, God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter, and showed me how to pray. Now I enter silence daily, like a sanctuary door. God waited in the silence I was afraid to enter, and I'm not afraid no more. I changed my name in '89, left the old one in the past. Thought if I became somebody new, the shame wouldn't last. But driving down that highway, I heard the asphalt speak. The road whispered the name I buried years ago, made me weak. He called me by that old name, the one I tried to kill. The identity I'd abandoned, the person I was still. I tried to turn the radio up, tried to drown it out. The road whispered the name I buried years ago, without a doubt. The road whispered the name I buried years ago, called me by what's true, not the new identity, but the one God always knew. The road whispered the name I buried years ago, and I had to respond. I pulled over and I wept there, finally understood. You can't bury who you are, even when you think you should. God said, son, I've known your real name since the day you were born. The road whispered the name I buried years ago, that morning. We can change our names, but God knows who we are. He calls us by the truth, no matter how we run far. The road whispered the name I buried years ago, and I claimed it once again, not with shame but with acceptance, I've always been. The road whispered the name I buried years ago. Now now I answer clear. Yeah, the road whispered the name I buried years ago. Now I go by my true name, the one God always knew. The road whispered the name I buried years ago and made me new. I was kneeling in the dirt with my face upon the ground, broken and defeated, couldn't make a single sound. But from the dust around me a melody took flight, a hymn rose from the dust on my knees that night. I didn't sing it myself, couldn't find my voice, but the earth beneath me started making holy noise. Every particle of dust was singing praise to Him. A hymn rose from the dust on my knees, an ancient hymn. A hymn rose from the dust on my knees when I was bowing low, rising from the ground where my tears would flow. A hymn rose from the dust on my knees and lifted up my soul. I realized that creation worships even when we can't. The dust knows how to praise Him, the ground knows how to chant. Now when I'm on my knees, I listen to the earth. A hymn rose from the dust on my knees, showed me my worth. Creation knows to worship, even dust can sing. When we're on our knees, we hear everything. A hymn rose from the dust on my knees, like incense to the Lord when I couldn't make a sound. The ground struck the chord, a hymn rose from the dust on my knees, made me whole again. Yeah, a hymn rose from the dust on my knees, and I sang amen. Now I kneel down often just to hear it rise. A hymn rose from the dust on my knees and opened up my eyes. I've been living in the daylight, pretending I was fine, smiling for the cameras, staying right in line. But when the night came falling and I was all alone, the Darkness told me the truth I never faced, cut to the bone. It said you're not as strong as you pretend to be each day. You're hurting and you're broken in every single way. I tried to turn the lights on, tried to make it go away. The darkness told me the truth I never faced, made me stay. The darkness told me the truth I never faced, about who I really am. Not the mask I'm wearing, but a broken, desperate man. The darkness told me the truth I never faced, and I couldn't run no more. So I sat there in that darkness and I listened to it speak. Let it show me all my weakness, all the places I was weak. Then I cried out to Jesus, confessed it all was true. The darkness told me the truth I never faced, and He pulled me through. Sometimes darkness serves us by revealing what's inside. The truth we hide in daylight can't stay buried in the night. The darkness told me the truth I never faced, but it led me to the light. Showed me all my brokenness, then brought me to what's right. The darkness told me the truth I never faced. Now I'm walking free. Yeah, the darkness told me the truth I never faced, and truth has set me free. Now I don't fear the darkness or the truth it has to say. The darkness told me the truth I never faced and showed me the way. I walked down to the water just to clear my troubled mind. But standing at the riverbank, look at what I'd find. A figure made of memory, transparent as the air. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, standing there. It was me from years ago, before I'd gone astray, before the drinking and the lying led me far away. My ghost just stood there staring with those sad and knowing eyes. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, no disguise. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, the man I used to be, haunting the water, looking back at me. I met my ghost at the edge of the river. We had to reconcile. I said I'm sorry for what happened, for the man I didn't stay. My ghost just nodded slowly, then began to fade away. But not before it whispered, you can still make this right. I met my ghost at the edge of the river that night. us back, to remind us of the person we got off track. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, and we made our peace. No more haunting memory, just blessed release. I met my ghost at the edge of the river. Now we're walking free. Yeah, I met my ghost at the edge of the river, and it set both of us free. Now when I see that river, I don't see ghosts no more. I met my ghost at the edge of the river and settled the score. I walked down to the water just to clear my troubled mind, but standing at the riverbank, look at what I'd find. A figure made of memory, transparent as the air. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, standing there. It was me from years ago, before I'd gone astray, before the drinking and the lying led me far away. My ghost just stood there staring with those sad and knowing eyes. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, no disguise. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, the man I used to be, haunting the water, looking back at me. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, and we had to reconcile. I said I'm sorry for what happened, for the man I didn't stay. My ghost just nodded slowly, then began to fade away. But not before it whispered, you can still make this right. I met my ghost at the edge of the river that night. Ghosts of who we were come to call us back, to remind us of the person we got off track. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, and we made our peace. No more haunted memories, just blessed release. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, now we're walking free. Yeah, I met my ghost at the edge of the river, and it set both of us free. Now when I see that river, I don't see ghosts no more. I met my ghost at the edge of the river and settled the score. walked down to the water just to clear my troubled mind. But standing at the riverbank, look at what I'd find. A figure made of memory, transparent as the air. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, standing there. It was me from years ago, before I'd gone astray, before the drinking and the lying led me far away. My ghost just stood there staring with those sad and knowing eyes. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, no disguise. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, the man I used to be, haunting the water, looking back at me. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, and we had to reconcile. I said I'm sorry for what happened, for the man I didn't stay. My ghost just nodded slowly, then began to fade away. But not before it whispered, you can still make this right. I met my ghost at the edge of the river that night. Ghosts of who we were come to call us back, to remind us of the person we got off track. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, and we made our peace. No more haunting memories, just blessed release. I met my ghost at the edge of the river, now we're walking free. Yeah, I met my ghost at the edge of the river, and it set both of us free. Now when I see that river, I don't see ghosts no more. I met my ghost at the edge of the river and settled the score. The sun hadn't risen yet, the ground was hard and froze. I was standing in the darkness with nowhere left to go. But there in that cold morning, in the bitter early chill, I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, standing still. It wasn't warm or gentle, wasn't soft or kind, just present in the harshness and the frozen bitter time, showing me that mercy comes in every kind of weather. I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, held me together. I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, before the sun came up in the frozen darkness, in the bitter cup. I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, and it warmed my soul. God said, son, my mercy doesn't wait for perfect times. It meets you in the hardest moments, in the steepest climbs. Now I look for mercy in the cold and in the hard. I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, stood as guard. Mercy in the cold is mercy at its best. Shows us that God's with us, even in the test. I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, when I needed it most, not in warmth for comfort, but like the Holy Ghost. I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, made me understand. Yeah, I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, and it took my hand. Now I wake before the sunrise, just to meet it there. I found mercy standing in the cold dirt morning, in the frozen air. I was walking through the shadow of the darkest place I'd known. Nothing but the echo of my footsteps all alone. I thought I'd left behind everything, including grace. Heaven followed me into the empty valley, kept the pace. I didn't hear it coming, didn't feel it drawing near. Just knew that I wasn't dying in that valley full of fear. Something holy walked beside me through the barren land. Heaven followed me into the empty valley, took my hand. Heaven followed me into the empty valley, when I thought I walked alone through the darkest passage, far from any home. Heaven followed me into the empty valley and never left my side. God said, son, there's no valley deep enough to separate my love from my children. It's never ever late. Now I walk through valleys knowing I'm not by myself. Heaven followed me into the empty valley, nothing else. Heaven don't avoid the valleys that we face, it follows us right through them. That's the nature of His grace. Heaven followed me into the empty valley, like a shepherd with his sheep. Walk beside me in the shadows, in the valley dark and deep. Heaven followed me into the empty valley. Now I'm standing on the high. Yeah, heaven followed me into the empty valley and led me to the light. Now I don't fear the valleys, don't fear the empty space. Heaven followed me into the empty valley, and I I saw his face. I stood before that wooden beam with nothing left to say. My voice had given up on me, words had gone away. But standing in that silence, I heard something clear. The cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't, drew me near. It said, I know you're hurting, I know you can't express the pain you're feeling deep inside, the burden and the stress. Its voice was like a whisper, gentle as the breeze. The cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't, brought me to my knees. The cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't. In the silence of my pain, said what I was feeling, made my sorrow plain. The cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't, and God heard every word. I realized that the cross itself was my interpreter, speaking to the Father all the things I couldn't share. Now when I can't find words, I stand before that tree. The cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't, speaks for me. When we have no words, the cross speaks in our place, tells the Father everything with mercy and with grace. The cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't, became my voice to God, said the things I couldn't utter, walked the path I couldn't trod. The cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't, now I'm never mute. Yeah, the cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't, and gave me my pursuit. Now when words fail me, I stand before that wood. The cross spoke softly when my voice couldn't, and made me understood. I was driving toward destruction, speeding toward my end. The man I turned into was nobody's friend. But something in that highway made me slow down and think straight. The road saved me from the man I became before too late. It gave me time for thinking, miles to contemplate. Every white line was a chance to change my fate. The asphalt held me steady while I figured out the way. The road saved me from the man I became that day. The road saved me from the man I became, gave me space to see that I was heading nowhere, losing me. The road saved me from the man I became, me back around. I pulled into a rest stop, fell down on my knees, prayed for God to take this stranger, give me back to me. The road had been his instrument, keeping me alive. The road saved me from the man I became, helping me survive. Sometimes a journey saves us from the destination's harm. The road itself becomes a sanctuary and a charm. The road saved me from the man I became. Before I reached the end, gave me time to turn around and start again. The road saved me from the man I became, and now I'm heading home. Yeah, the road saved me from the man I became, and I don't walk alone. I thank God for highways, for the miles that showed the way. The road saved me from the man I became, and saved me to this day.